Welcome to the McKinley High School Athletics Program Guidance for Parents and Families. During this presentation, we would like to go over the general requirements for participation in athletics, including academic eligibility requirements and attendance rules and policy. We'll also introduce our athletic healthcare program and explain more about the pre-participation physical exam and other form requirements. In order to be eligible to participate in athletics at McKinley High School, student athletes must maintain academic eligibility, submit the physical exam for student athletes, and submit the student participation and parent legal guardian consent, release, and assumption of risk form. A video publication release form must also be submitted. Student athletes must meet the DOE academic eligibility requirements in order to be eligible to participate in athletic competition. Your academic eligibility starts with your report card. Does your most recent report card show a minimum GPA of 2.0 and no Fs? If the answer is yes, you are not on academic probation and you do not need to worry. If the answer is no, you are on academic probation and must maintain a current GPA of 2.0 and no Fs in order to be eligible to participate in athletic competition. This includes games, scrimmages, pre- or postseason competition, etc. A student athlete must be in school to practice and/or participate in games. If a student athlete is not able to come to school, they will not be allowed to participate in after-school athletics. Likewise, if a student athlete has an unexcused absence or is tardy multiple times, he or she will not be allowed to participate and will be sent home. Smoking, drinking, or other drugs are not allowed at any DOE high school events or practices. Please remember to cheer positively and respect our opponents, coaches, and other players on the team. Likewise, any physical or verbal aggression or confrontations toward our staff, coaches, or student athletes will not be tolerated. If parents or family members cannot adhere to these expectations, McKinley Athletics may ask you to leave the game or premises. McKinley High School employs 2 full-time certified athletic trainers who are certified through the National Board of Certification and given the credentials ATC. In the state of Hawaii, all athletic trainers must also be registered with the Department of Commerce and Consumer Affairs. Here at McKinley High School, the athletic trainers are responsible for directing and administering the athletic healthcare program. This program involves all phases of healthcare, including injury prevention, recognition, evaluation and referral of athletic injuries, rehabilitation, follow-up evaluation and reconditioning, and education and counseling. In order to participate in McKinley Athletics, all student athletes must submit both a physical examination for athletes, as well as the student participation and parent legal guardian consent, release, and assumption of risk form. The physical exam for athletes must be completed and signed by the student athlete's physician. The consent, release, and assumption of risk form must be completed by the student athlete's parent or legal guardian. Any student athlete participating in any organized team activity must be medically cleared by their physician and the athletic training staff prior to participation. All forms will be reviewed and approved by the athletic training staff before a student athlete is eligible to begin participation. Here are the first 2 pages of the physical exam form. Please note this section contains information about our concussion management program and state research initiatives. While your participation in this research is voluntary, you must still complete this form. Please review the information contained within the physical exam form carefully. Also, please make sure that you are utilizing the correct version of the form. The correct version number can be found on the bottom right-hand corner of the front page. Please note that your doctor may not have the correct version of the form in their office, so it is important to bring the correct version with you when attending your physical exam. Copies of both the physical exam and parental consent forms can be found on the OIA website at www.oia.org. www.oiasports.com. On pages 3 and 4 of the form, please note that the medical history portion of the form needs to be completed before being seen by your physician. You will review this section of your form together during your exam. Please review the form before submission to ensure that all signatures from the physician, parent, or legal guardian, and student-athlete have been obtained, and that all information is complete. The physical exam for athletes is good for 1 calendar year from the date the exam was performed. The student participation and parent legal guardian consent, release, and assumption of risk form must also be completed before a student-athlete is allowed to participate in any organized team activities. Again, please ensure that you are using the correct version of the form and that all information, including parent, legal guardian, and student-athlete signatures, have been completed and obtained before submission. A separate form must be completed for each sport the student-athlete wishes to participate in. For example, if a student-athlete plays football, basketball, and baseball, they would need to submit 3 forms, 1 for football, 1 for basketball, and 1 for baseball. These forms provide vital contact and other information for our athletics department staff should we need to reach you, and notifies us that you are granting permission for your child to participate in a particular sport. When returning from an injury, all student-athletes must be cleared by the athletic trainers before they are eligible to return to play. The principal, athletic director, or parent or legal guardians cannot determine an injured student-athlete's return to participation status. This can only be done by the athletic trainers. Although we work and communicate with the student-athlete's physician, their physician's clearance is just one aspect in determining an injured student-athlete's return to play. The athletic trainers make the final decision regarding the student-athlete's ability to return to practice and/or game participation. In this regard, communication between the student-athlete, athletic director, coaches, parents, or legal guardians, and athletic trainers is vital for a successful athletic healthcare program. Next, we would like to inform you about some of our most frequently used forms when communicating within our athletic healthcare program. Shown here are the medical referral forms for student-athletes. These forms are utilized when a student-athlete may need additional care for an injury or illness. The form on the left is used when a referral to your physician, hospital, or other specialist is needed. The form on the right is used specifically for concussions. These forms will be issued to you or your student-athlete and must be completed by the evaluating physician and returned back to the athletic training staff. These documents provide important information regarding the injury or illness and the treatment plan required. As part of our ongoing concussion management program, all parents and student-athletes must receive annual concussion education. This will be done through a short video. If you have not watched this video already, instructions and links to do so can be found on the McKinley Athletics website. All student-athletes participating in contact sports must also complete a neuropsychological baseline test called the IMPACT test. You can contact the athletic director for general inquiries regarding athletics. In the event that you would like to discuss something related to a game or competition, please wait at least 24 hours. This allows all parties involved time to reflect and determine what would like to be discussed in a positive manner. There is no guarantee that suggestions made will always be implemented. McKinley Athletics will always do what is in the best interest of the entire team or school. Furthermore, discussion regarding other student-athletes or other schools' affairs will be declined. The final form that needs to be submitted for participation in athletics is the Video Publication Release Form. Please submit this form with the Yes checkbox indicated. This grants your permission for things such as announcing your student athlete's name during games, publishing their picture and name with the team in the yearbook or in other pre- or postseason tournament materials. This permission must be given in order for your student athlete to participate in athletics. If you have any questions regarding this form, please contact McKinley Athletics. Thank you for your time and attention. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us with the information provided on this slide.